Hello and welcome to Pink Octopus Productions. This is a very short video. Are you cruise curious? What do I mean by that question? In other words, are you somebody who's never been on a cruise but you're ever so slightly intrigued, would it be the right thing for you? And I think you can sometimes say that people are divided, aren't they? They either love cruises or they think it's the worst possible way of enjoying your holiday. So, just for a couple of minutes, I want to sum up to you. I was cruise curious. My husband was cruise curious. Our lovely octopus mascot was also cruise curious. We weren't sure whether cruises would be for us, and we tried one a few years ago and we absolutely fell in love. So first of all, just briefly sum up, why is going on a cruise such a great holiday? First and foremost, because you get to see several places in one trip, and you are not responsible for getting yourself from A to B. You've got to get to the cruise ship, obviously, but you don't have to hire a car or a motorbike or travel on public transport or worry about anything like that. So once you get to the cruise ship takes you to the destination. So that's a plus. The other thing is that you can get off the ship in a lot of cruise destinations and you can do your own thing. You don't have to go on an excursion. You don't have to be herded around by somebody holding one of those funny little umbrellas or little baseball bats in the air or whatever. You can actually do your own thing. So that's another big plus. The other thing about cruises is it's basically an all-inclusive holiday. So you get all your food, you get your board, your cabin or your stateroom or your suite, whatever it is. And there's lots of different grades of accommodation to choose from, and that's really great. So it's not like going to a 4-star hotel and knowing that that's the standard. You can go to a cruise ship and you can go for something that's very cheap, maybe an inside cabin because you want to save money. Or you're not too worried about your accommodation and how much room you might have, or you might want to go for the full luxury experience. It's all on one ship. So that's another plus. It's an all-inclusive. All your food's on board as well. And generally speaking, the food on board cruise ships is very good. So you often have lots of different restaurants. Sometimes you might have an allocated restaurant, but you can go to other venues as well. And you've also got the famous buffet, and we all love a buffet. Certainly Brits love buffets. That's a big factor. And going to the buffet means that you can pick and choose, and there's lots of selection. You can either eat yourself stupid or you can be really sensible. It really doesn't matter. The other thing about going on a cruise is that you've got lots of staff around the ship to help you. You haven't always got to go to like a concierge desk in a hotel or read some literature if you're in self-catering. You've always got people you can ask, and they are trained to be helpful and polite, and generally speaking they're very friendly as well. And the other thing is that you've got all the entertainment on a cruise ship. So when you've been out for the day on an excursion, you can come back, you can have a nice shower or bath and pamper yourself, maybe go for a dip in the pool or the hot tub, whatever it might be. And then you've got the evening entertainment, and the shows on cruise ships are absolutely fantastic. So I personally would say cruising is a wonderful way to see lots of places in the world, and you've also got the luxury around you as well. So it's a great holiday. And if you're somebody who's never been on a cruise before and you're not quite sure, I would definitely say try it. And you don't have to go for a long time. There are a lot of cruise companies now, and they do 2-3 night cruises. You can do like a little mini voyage and find out a little bit about whether you like it. And it's worth looking at the different cruise lines and looking at what you want. So it doesn't need to be family friendly. Do you like the idea of a cruise where perhaps it's a bit more an older demographic? If you want to go for a cruise for entertainment, that certain cruise ships are better than others. So there's lots of good things. Downsides, I suppose the big thing that anyone that's cruise curious will often say is, oh, I don't want to be stuck on board ship with thousands of other people. And I get that, because I'm exactly the same. I hate the idea of being rammed in with loads of other people who I haven't chosen to spend a holiday with. But I think the good thing is you can get away from people on most ships. You don't have to be rammed in with people. But there are some ships that are probably better for that than others. So the smaller ships are really good. If you're looking at not being stuck with too many people, it's best to limit yourself to ships which have no more than 2,000 passengers on board. Cunard is a good example. Viking is a really good example. Some of the smaller cruise ships are really good at catering for people who perhaps don't want to be crammed in with lots of people. If, on the other hand, you're a sociable person and you want your kids to have loads of fun and you want your water slides and your climbing walls and your discos, then the bigger cruise ships are great. And I've heard people rave about Disney and MSC and Norwegian because they've got the big ships with all the big entertainment. And if that's your scene, it's worth doing. But that's one of the things. The other thing people often say about cruises is you don't get to see places properly on a cruise. That's not true. Yes, excursions will be limited. Yes, cruise ships will say to you, you have to be back on board by a certain time. But actually, you can get off a ship and you can spend a good few hours looking at places and really immersing yourself. So I think that's one of the big things. And the last downside that people will often say about cruises is that they're an expensive holiday. And once again, there are some really good deals on cruises now. Yes, you can pay the earth for cruise ships. If you go at the premium end and you go at certain times of the year and you go for certain grades of accommodation, it can be a little bit bewildering and a little bit expensive. But I don't think you can beat looking at short videos like this one online just to get a sense of what these holidays are like. And my tip for anyone thinking about cruising and not really sure and perhaps a little bit conscious, a little bit nervous about it, is dip your toe in, give it a go, because I guarantee you it's great. And if you want to see any of our videos from Pink Octopus Productions, we've got quite a few online. We focus mainly on Cunard cruises because they're the ones that we tend to do. But there are loads and loads of videos that you can see on lots of different cruise lines. And just remember, it's always one person's opinion though, so you might have an entirely different experience. Thank you for watching.
So beautiful.
Easy come and easy go. You're an unfading star, a gentle love, the kind that lifts you up, no matter how far apart. I guess you could call it chance, but we know it's more than that. It's like we've always known, been set in stone, unbreakable. It's like I've always dreamed, true harmony, unmistakable, unmistakable. Through each night we'll keep burning bright. I'm so lucky to be loved by you. And come the storms, whether short or long, well, I'll still be right